ahead and get situated and find a nice tall spine. We'll start with a little bit of box breathing. Okay, so it's just 4 equal parts to make the box. Maybe you start with the 4 count, inhale, and then you'll hold at the top for 4, and you'll exhale for 4, and then hold for 4. If you want to make it last a little bit longer, you can, but see if you can really draw it out. So if you're doing that 4 count, you don't want to just inhale for 2 and then just have 2 counts where you're waiting. Make that inhale last that whole 4 counts, and that exhale 2, really trying to make each breath last as long as you can. It's kind of a hack to staying present because you're just having to stay right there the whole time, trying to make it last a little bit longer and trying to hold a little bit longer. If you don't feel like it's helpful to count, you don't have to count it. Just make it as long as you can, not to the point where you're like gasping. Close your eyes and see if you can feel your energy drop out of the head, out of those thought forms, down into the body. See if you can feel your presence right in your heart space. Sometimes even bringing your hands to your heart will help you drop right into that space. Feeling that Shakti, that aliveness in the heart. So this week we've been focusing on the idea of forgiveness. So a lot of times we think about forgiveness as to people that have done us wrong, done some horrible thing. We're applying it in a more subtle way, kind of across the board. Playing with the idea that we are supposed to be happy. We're supposed to experience this joy of being. And in any moment, if we can't access that, I invite you just to see if there's maybe something you need to forgive. Maybe it's just yourself. Maybe it's just an idea you have about yourself. I'm just inviting you to feel that sense of forgiveness, that frequency of forgiveness, just that kind of letting go, that softening. Imagine that there's just an action, a little softening or letting go that has to happen to get you back to that joy of being that you can only experience right now in this moment. And the word forgive, it's like giving before. So it's like even forgiving things that haven't happened yet. Just kind of choosing to be all right with life the way it is. Choosing to allow people to show up the way they're showing up. And as we start to move, we'll even apply that idea to our body. Just that same kind of feeling to the tension in our body, letting go in that same way. So see if you can keep this deep connection with the breath, maybe even keeping this box breath going while we're on the floor. Come into a child's pose. You can have your knees together or apart. Let your forehead rest on the mat. Maybe you want to focus on one specific thing or person that you'd like to forgive, or maybe you would just like to have that be the idea on a more subtle or subconscious level, just kind of tapping into that feeling, that frequency of forgiveness. And if you're already experiencing the joy of being, then it can be that forgiving things that haven't happened yet, just kind of letting that ripple out. If you want to open the shoulders a little bit more, lift the wrists up and come up onto tented fingertips. Let your head stay heavy. See if you can soften through the heart and the shoulders. Maybe still finding that 4-part equal breath. Slowly come up to your hands and your knees. Get everything stacked nicely in place. Find a little more length in your spine and the back of your neck. Start to fire up the arms, fire up the core. Now move really slowly as you inhale. Peel the right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep rolling the right shoulder back. Try to stack the shoulders. Now maybe you can bring the back of the hand to the small of the back, or maybe you even reach around for that left hip. Keep rooting down into the left hand and lifting up through the heart. Roll that right shoulder back. Slowly, like you're moving through water, reach that right hand back up, and we'll slowly thread the needle, drawing the right shoulder all the way over towards the edge of the mat, letting the right ear come all the way down to rest. Walk that left hand forward a little bit and settle in here. Find that 4 parts equal breath. If you notice thoughts coming back, maybe counting the seconds of the breath will help. Or see if you can just drop back into that heart space. If you want, you can lift the wrist up, coming up on those tented fingertips again. And maybe it feels good to rock side to side a little bit here, finding a little movement here. Now bring your left hand on top of your right hand, interlace your fingers and straighten into the arms, pressing the left hand into the right hand to roll that left shoulder back, finding a little twist. Try not to create any tension in your head and your neck here, soften there. Find that 4-part equal breath. And release. Use your left hand to press yourself back up. Peel that right hand back up one more time. Open the heart. Then come back to your hands and your knees. Root the right hand down. Slowly peel the left arm up. Stack the shoulders. Roll that left shoulder back. Back of the hand to the small of the back, or reach around for that hip. Keep drawing the hips back. Draw the belly in and up. Feel the right hand pressing down to lift the heart, and then roll that left shoulder back. Like you're moving through water, slowly reach that left arm up and thread the needle. Left ear all the way down, right hand walks forward, settle in. Maybe coming up onto those tented fingertips, lifting the wrist up. Maybe rocking a little bit from side to side. Slowly release. Use your right hand to press it back up. Inhale, left hand reaches up. Come back to your hands and your knees. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees an inch or two off the ground. Really fire up the core here. Press into the hands. Now let your head hang heavy. Lift the knees another inch or two. With each exhale, slowly lift those knees up and back another inch or two till you find that nice long straight spine. Maybe you start to straighten into the legs, but focus more on lengthening the spine, even if that means the knees stay bent. Pull the belly in, hollowing it out here. Maybe you need to move around, pressing one heel at a time down into the mat.
Maybe you need to shake your head out a little bit to make sure you're not holding tension there. Draw the shoulders out of the ears and really press through the fingers and the knuckles. And now that we're not just on the ground, maybe you don't hold for quite as long, but still try to find that pause between each breath. Slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale to lift up halfway and exhale to fold. Grab your elbows behind your knees, pull your face into your legs. You can have the knees bent or you can start to straighten into the legs. Draw the shoulders out of the ears, reach the head down towards the feet. Pull the belly in out of the way and start to press down into all four corners of both feet. Bend your knees, tuck your chin, release your arms. Inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly roll up. Arms and head heavy, press into the feet. Chin untucks last, heart lifts, shoulders draw down the back. Keep them down the back. As you inhale, reach out, lengthen up. Squeeze the palms together, lift the fingers a little higher. And now grab onto the right wrist and step the right foot back behind you and drop yourself over to the left. Lift up through the heart. Soften through the face and the shoulders. Find your breath. Slowly come back to center. Grab that left wrist. Step the left foot behind you. Drop it to the right. Slowly come back to center. Bring your hands to heart center. And lower your hands down by your sides. Press down into the feet. Inhale the arms up. Hinge at the hips. Lead with the heart. Exhale all the way down as you lengthen through the crown. Draw the belly in and up out of the way to fold a little deeper. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, walk it forward into plank. You can find a nice long line of energy here from your heels to your crown. Press down into the fingers and knuckles to shine the heart forward and roll the shoulders back. Find that external rotation of the upper arms. So I guess Spotify is down. I don't know if you guys have noticed or tried to use it, but they're having some issues. Slowly rock forward onto the toes and lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes. Press down into the feet to pull the heart forward and up, and then reach back and interlace the fingers by the sit bones. Maybe you can glue your palms together. Drag your hands back a little more to roll the shoulders back a little more. Press into the feet, pull the heart forward and lift it up a little more. Keep the back of the neck soft. Find your breath. One more time. Press into the feet, heart reaches forward and up. Drag those hands back. And release. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Press back to child's pose. Curl the toes, lift the knees an inch or two, fire up the core, and slowly make your way up to that nice long straight spine. Maybe straightening into the legs, sinking into the heels. Softly draw the shoulders out of the ears as you wrap the armpits in towards the face, hollowing them out. Slowly walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale to lift up halfway and exhale to fold. Shake your head a little bit, soften the shoulders out of the ears. Maybe start to straighten into your legs, pulling the head down towards the feet, belly out of the way. Bend your knees, tuck your chin. Inhale here, arms and head heavy, slowly roll up, pressing into the feet. Lift the heart, roll the shoulders down and back, keep them down. Inhale, reach out, lengthen up. Squeeze the palms together, lift the fingers a little higher. Exhale, swan dive, draw the hands through heart center. Empty every last drop of air. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank and find this nice long line of energy here. Find that same external rotation of the upper arms, internal rotation of the lower arms. Feel the quads lifting up off the knees. See if you can grow any longer from the heels to the crown. See if you can really engage the core. Draw the belly in and up, like you're trying to magnetize the pubic bone up towards the belly button. Rock forward onto the toes, slowly lower all the way down, untuck the toes. Press into the feet, pull the heart forward, lift it up, reach back, interlace your fingers, maybe the palms glue. Drag the hands back to roll the shoulders back, soften through the face and the neck. Press into the feet, pull the heart forward and up. Keep dragging the hands back more. Keep trying to peel the heart open by drawing the shoulders back more and then lifting a little bit higher. Slowly release, hands under shoulders, curl the toes, press up to plank, and lift up, downward facing dog. See if you can engage the quads and draw them back, softening into the ankles to sink into the heels a little bit more. See if you can press through that thumb and index finger just a little bit more. Now shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees, and hop your feet up outside your hands to a deep yogic squat. Finding that deep yogic squat at the top of the mat, toes turning out. Sink down into the sit bones a little more. And before you bring the hands to the heart, just grab opposite arms here. Grab your biceps and then shine the heart forward, roll the shoulders back, and then bring the hands to the heart. Press the knees open more to create a little more space to draw the thumbs in to touch the chest if you can. Find your breath. So keep pushing the knees open a little bit more. Also squeezing the elbows together with the knees. See if you can breathe a little more length into your spine as the sit bones drop down and the crown reaches up. Now interlace your fingers except your index finger. Reach your arms forward so they're parallel to the ground. Now look down to get the back of your neck parallel to the ground and see if you can squeeze your head here with your arms, keeping your palms glued together. Turn your toes to face forward. Lift your booty up to the same height as your knees. So your thighs are parallel to the ground. Your whole body's touching your legs. Everything's parallel to the ground now. Your back, your arms, the back of your neck, your thighs. Press down into the feet. Pull the belly in. Press the sit bones back. Reach the fingers forward. Squeeze the head. Glue the palms. Now keep reaching forward and slowly lower your booty down like you were going to tap it on the ground. And then lift it back up to the same height as your knees. Find all that length. And again, lower the booty down. Keep pressing through the feet. Keep the core fired up. And when you lift up and get everything parallel to the ground, find a little more length. One more time. Lower the booty down. Lift it back up. Now press into the feet. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up out of the waist. Find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Turn the toes out just a little bit. Inhale, arms up. Squeeze the palms together. Lift the fingers high. Exhale, sink back into that deep yogic squat. We'll stay here for an inhale to find length in the spine, an exhale to settle in. On the inhale, press into the feet, stand all the way up like you're moving through water. Find a little backward bend, lifting the heart. Exhale, sink in, press those knees open. Inhale, lengthen. Find that pause between each breath. Exhale, soften. One more time, inhale, press into the feet, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Step your feet in. Lower your hands down by your sides. Inhale, reach out, lengthen up. Exhale, swan dive, lengthen forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Now keep pressing down into the left foot. As you inhale, reach the right foot up, keeping your hips in line. Head is steady, breath is deep, arms are straight and strong. Now feel that balance. The same amount the left foot's pressing down, the right foot's pressing up. Engage the core. Come up on your tippy toes. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Inhale, shoot it back up. Exhale, draw your right knee to your right shoulder. Drop that knee down to the wrist. Lift back up to the shoulder, lower back down to the wrist, back up to the shoulder, shoot it back up, three-legged dog, pressing down through the left heel and up through the right. Come up on the toes, exhale, left knee, right knee, left shoulder. Lower it down to the wrist. Keep pressing into the hands evenly, lift it up to the shoulder. Engage your core, lower down to the wrist, back up to the shoulder, shoot it up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, step it through, warrior one. Left heel spins out and down. As you inhale, rise up. All right, bring your hands to your hips and get both those headlights facing forward. As you draw the right hip back and the left hip forward, press down into the feet. Now press the right knee forward. Let it track straight out over that second toe. Maybe you can get the right thigh parallel to the ground. Notice the outside edge of your left foot. If it's trying to come up, press it down unless you have ankle issues. Okay, pubic bone magnetize up towards the low belly, heart reaching up, reach up out of the waist. Softly draw the shoulders down the back. Maybe you can bring the hands together and gaze up at the thumbs. Now press the right knee forward more. Now see if you can drop back into that heart space. And feel that feeling or frequency of forgiveness through your body. Feel that softening through the face and the shoulders. Find stillness here. See if when you get tired and you want to kind of stop giving as much, you can give a little bit more. Pressing down through the feet more, engaging the core more, reaching up out of the waist just a little bit more. Bring your hands to your heart. Keep pressing the right knee forward. Keep lengthening through the spine as you tip forward. Turn and twist to the right. Hook that elbow outside the knee for leverage. Twist the heart towards the thumbs, maybe placing the thumbs in the center of the chest. Keep pressing the right knee forward. Check down to make sure it's tracking over that second toe. If this is too intense of a twist or too hard to balance, you can come up on those back toes. But if not, keep that left heel pressing down. Keep pressing down through the outside edge of that foot. Keep pressing down into all four corners of both feet. Press the right hand down into the left hand or roll the right shoulder back. See if you can inhale a little more length into the spine and the back of the neck. Pull the belly in out of the way. Exhale, see what you can soften here. Press into the feet, come all the way back up to warrior one. Lower your hands to frame the foot. Step the left foot forward, chair pose. Drop into the heels, reach the arms forward and up, and sink into that chair. Pull the belly in, fire up the legs. Imagine you're pressing the feet down, and then energetically, like you're trying to spread them away from each other, and see how that creates an internal rotation of the thighs. Pull the belly in, draw the upper body back. So we don't really tuck the tailbone, we're just trying to lengthen the spine by kind of dropping. Imagine you had a tail and you're trying to drop it down, yeah? Find your breath. Stand up, find a backward bend, pressing the feet into the ground, reach up out of the waist. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Now we're gonna lift the right heel right up into the center line of the body, cupping the toes with the left fingertips, bring the right hand to the heart. I'm actually going to skip this one because I have poison oak all over my body and right on all these really sensitive parts all through here. Yeah, it's really beautiful. So cup those toes with the left fingertips. Maybe you reach the right hand behind the back and try to grab the big toe with the peace sign fingers of the right hand. If you can't grab a hold of that toe, no problem. Just grab the wrist or the elbow and start to work your way down to the wrist. Now start at the foundation. Press the left foot down. Press the hips forward. Let that right knee fall down and back. Magnetize that pubic bone up towards the belly button. Lift up through the heart. See if you can grow a little taller up through the crown. Soften through the face and the shoulders. Stay for one more breath. And release. Now lift that left heel up into center. Cup the toes with the right fingers. Let the knee fall down and back. Bring the left hand to the heart. Maybe you reach around and try to grab that big toe or grab the elbow and start to work your way down. Now from the foundation, press down through the right foot like you would grow roots down into the floor. And see if you can visibly grow a little taller. Soften through the face and shoulders, hips forward, belly in. Find stillness here. And release. Spread your feet as wide as your mat. Turn your toes out a little bit. Bring your hands to your low back. Bend your knees a lot. Press your hips forward. Lift your heart and drop your head back. Bend into the knees a little more. Soften through the glutes. Inhale, slowly come up, step your feet together. Bring your hands to your heart and lower your hands down by your sides. Press into the feet, inhale, reach out, lengthen up. Exhale, press into the feet, lengthen all the way down, belly in and up. Fold a little deeper, empty every last drop. Inhale, lift up halfway, fill up all the way. On one exhale, plant the hands, walk or hop it back, and lower down, chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Stay here for 2 more breaths. See if you can find that pause between each breath. Inhale, lift the left foot up high, pressing down into the right foot, lifting up to the left with equal pressure. Arms are straight and strong, pressing into the hands, come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, shoot it back up. Exhale, left knee, left shoulder, drop it down to the wrist. Back up to the shoulder, back down to the wrist. Back up to the shoulder, shoot it up, 3-legged dog. Right foot pressing down, left heel pressing up. Come up on the toes, exhale, left knee, right shoulder. Drop it down, back up. Drop it down, back up, shoot it up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, warrior 1. Right heel spins out and down, set it up. Press the left knee straight forward over that second toe, bring your hands to your hips, and try to get the headlights facing forward. Bend into that left knee more, maybe left thigh gets parallel. Press down through the outside edge of the right foot. Press down into all 4 corners of both feet. Feel that pubic bone drawing up towards the navel. Reach up out of the waist. Maybe hands come together and you gaze up at the thumbs. Sink in a little bit more. See if you can find that little smile. Drop back into the heart space. Keep pressing the left knee forward, draw the hands to the heart. Keep lengthening through the spine as you tip forward. Turn and twist to the left, hook the elbow outside the knee and twist your heart to touch the thumbs. If it's too much, come up on those back toes. Otherwise, press down through all 4 corners of both feet. Press down with that left hand into the right to roll the left shoulder back. Pull the belly out of the way. Inhale, lengthen the spine, the back of the neck. Exhale, soften the face and the shoulders. Press into the feet, come back up, warrior 1. Lower the hands to frame the foot, step the right foot forward, find that chair pose, sinking into the heels, reach the arms forward and up. Pull the belly in, draw the upper body back, drop that tail, lift the heart. Press into the feet, stand all the way up, find that little backward bend. Keep reaching up through the hands. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Bring your right hand out to the side, lift your right foot up. Grab your ankle from the inside, right on the ankle bone. Try to get your knees together to start. Reach your left arm up, bicep right next to your ear. Reach, reach, reach up. And now reach forward, drawing those shoulders into one line from front to back. So your right shoulder is hidden behind your left shoulder. Now keep dropping the right knee down to keep the hips in line. All right, press down into the left foot, lift up through the left quad, and then kick up through the right heel, kicking into the hand to open the shoulders, to open the hip. Your fingertips are about eyebrow level as you reach forward, looking forward over those fingertips. Soften through the face and shoulders. See if you can kick and stay for 1 more breath. Slowly come back up and release. Left hand out. Grab the ankle from the inside, right on the bone, knees touch. Right arm reaches up, 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 hinge forward, drawing the shoulders into one line like you're drawing a bow. Right foot pressing down, right quad lifting up, left knee dropping down to keep the hips in line. Fingertips eyebrow level, reach forward and kick up and back with equal pressure. 50% of your energy reaching forward, 50% kicking up and back. So the harder you kick, the easier it actually is to balance. Feel this equal pressure, the right foot pressing down and the left foot pressing up. Slowly come back up and release. Feet as wide as the mat, toes out, hands to low back, bend the knees, press the hips forward, lift the heart and drop it back. Inhale, slowly come up, step your feet together. Bring your hands to your heart and lower your hands down by your sides. Inhale, reach out, lengthen up. Exhale, swan dive, lengthen forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Staying in downward facing dog for a couple more breaths. And now roll it forward into plank. And roll onto the outside edge of the left foot, reaching the right hand up to stack the shoulders, stack the hips, side plank. Press down as the left hand, reach up through the right hand, lift the hips a little higher. Again, magnetize that pubic bone up towards the navel. Find your breath. Step the right foot behind you, flip it over, wild thing. Press down through the feet, lift up through the hips. Imagine you're trying to lift your heart up and over something. Reach through the fingertips, relax your head and your neck, open your heart. Slowly come back to plank and then walk or slide the feet back to lower the elbows down. Keep the hands just like they were, just like down dog. Hands shoulder width distance apart, fingers spread wide. Back of the neck stays long. Root down into the hands, the wrists, the forearms, and get this really nice long line of energy, still engaging the quads, still magnetizing the pubic bone up towards the low belly. Now turn and twist and kiss the mat with the right hip. Inhale back to center. My boyfriend's eating cookie dough while I'm doing plank. Exhale, left hip drops to the mat. Inhale back through center. So do this with your own breath. Every time you inhale back through center, find a little more length. And try not to think about cookie dough. To be fair, I've been eating it for most meals, so he's trying to catch up with me. Whenever you've had enough, just lower down to the belly. See if you can do one more on each side. If you've been eating cookie dough for every meal, maybe you do 10 more. Lower down to the belly, untuck your toes. So keep that engagement through your hands, your wrists, your forearms to pull the belly button forward, pull the heart forward. Find length in the back of the neck, find softness in the face and shoulders. Now relax the glutes. Maybe even shake the hips out a little bit, making sure you're not pressing through the feet and the hips. Now get the chin parallel to the ground. Really slowly turn to gaze over the right shoulder. See if you can look all the way back at the feet. See if you can keep that engagement through the hands and the forearms to pull the heart forward, soften through the shoulders. Maybe you can look past the feet and find this little tiny micro adjustment in that kind of hard to get place in the upper middle back. Really slowly turn back to center. Find that engagement, chin is parallel, gaze over the left shoulder, past it to the feet if you can, past the feet if you can. Keep the hands active to pull the heart forward, soften through the face and the shoulders. Use your breath. Slowly gaze back over center. Curl the toes, lift the hips, walk your feet in dolphin pose. Keep rooting down into the hands, the wrists, and the forearms. Softly draw the shoulders out of the ears. Let your head be heavy. Let your breath be deep. Maybe you're gonna lift one leg up here. Maybe you're working on kicking up. We'll stay for a couple more breaths. Now, if you have any issues with your shoulders, you might not want to do this one. If your shoulders are feeling really strong, see if you can press it right up to downward facing dog. But if you have any issues at all, just get into it a different way. Just come to downward facing dog. All right, this time roll over onto the right foot. Side plank, other side. Press down into the right hand, lift up through the hips. Find your breath, find your strength, find a little more length. Step the left foot behind you, flip it over, wild thing. Heart lifts up and over. Slowly come back to plank, walk or slide the feet back, forearm plank. Find that nice long line of energy, nothing drooping, nothing hanging. Now start to rock forward and back. Keep pressing down through the hands, the wrists, the forearms. Keep that belly drawing in and up. Whenever you've had enough, just slowly walk the feet in, let the booty go up like dolphin pose. And again, maybe you're lifting up one leg at a time. Maybe you're working on kicking up. Whenever you're finished there, you'll just come into a child's pose and slow the breath back down. Take your time. All right, now we're just going to straighten our legs up towards the ceiling. If you'd rather do an arm balance or inversion, feel free to do that now as well. If you want to do a headstand or handstand, feel free to use the wall if you like, or just straighten the legs up. You can do this against the wall too. All right, see if you can stay with your breath. Squeeze the legs together, reach out through the heels, draw the toes in towards the face, pull the belly in. Try to press the whole spine into the ground. Chin is slightly touched, shoulders rooting down. See if you can come back to that 4 equal parts breath. Now, whatever you're doing, if you're doing something else, come onto your back and reach the feet up towards the ceiling, squeezing the legs together, reaching up through the heels, drawing the toes in towards the nose. If you have a tricky low back, you might place the hands underneath your booty with your palms facing down. We're going to slowly, take at least 10 seconds to lower the legs down. Keep hugging everything into center line. Keep the shoulders pressing into the ground, the chin slightly tucked, belly drawing in. Reach out through the heels. Slowly lower down till you're just a couple inches off the ground, and then point the toes. And then slowly, just as slowly, 10 seconds to come back up. Squeeze the legs together. Pull the belly in. Soften through your face and your shoulders. Now flex the feet, toes in towards the nose, reach up through the heels, squeeze the legs together. 10 seconds to lower down. Point the toes, keep squeezing everything into center line. 10 seconds to come up. Flex the feet, kick out through the heels. So now you guys have to pay for me eating cookie dough. That's not fair, is it? Okay, keep your legs just a couple inches off the ground, hovering here. Now point and flex. Keep hugging everything into center, point and flex. Whenever you've had enough, just go ahead and release your legs down to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. So try to grab your elbows around your knees. Pull your shoulders down towards the ground, tuck your chin a little bit, and try to get your whole spine flat on the ground. So the motion is as though you were going to, oh my God. He just put cookie dough in my mouth, even though we're supposed to be intermittent fasting. He just sabotaged me because he cheated. Can you believe that? It's so good though. Okay, the motion is like you were gonna lower your feet down so they were flat on the ground like this, but they don't really move much because you're hugging them in so tight, yeah? But find that motion that helps you get the lower vertebrae and the butt on the ground to get the whole spine flat. Chin is tucked, shoulders drawing into the ground. Squeeze your knees in. Find your breath. Find that 4 parts equal breath here. And now let the left leg go long on the mat, kicking out through the heel. Interlace the fingers around the right knee and hug it into the right armpit. So keep the left leg super activated to keep that left hip grounded down, kicking through the heel, drawing the toes back. You can relax the right foot. Squeeze the knee into the armpit. Squeeze the body with the elbows. Draw the shoulders into the ground, tuck the chin, and find a little more length from your heel to your crown. Find that deep, slow, rhythmic flow of air through the nose. Find that space in between each breath. If you've noticed thoughts coming back, just count the seconds to your breath and try to make all 4 parts the same. Now extend your right arm all the way out to the side, perpendicular to your body. Try palm facing down. Use your left hand on your knee to draw the right knee all the way across the body. If that palm facing down doesn't work for you, just turn that palm to face up, no problem. Maybe you can get the knee all the way down to the ground. Gaze out over the right hand. Relax your face and your shoulders and find that 4 parts equal breath and see if you can really make something happen here. It's kind of funny because you're really it's kind of the opposite of making anything happen, right? You're letting go, but it takes just as much focus. See if you can tap back into that feeling, that frequency of forgiveness, dropping into the heart space. And see if you can imagine that action of forgiveness feels a lot like that letting go in yoga, that letting go of tension in the body. See if you can soften through the face and shoulders a little more. If you're using any pressure to press on the knee here, maybe you soften for the last couple breaths and just relax completely. See if there's any more room to settle into. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Let your right leg go long, kicking out through the heel, drawing the toes back towards the face. Hug that left knee into the left armpit. Hug the body with the elbows, tuck the chin, shoulders down, right leg active, left foot relaxed. A little more length from heel to crown. Find your breath. Left arm straight out, palm down. Right hand draws that left knee all the way across the body, maybe all the way down to the ground. Gaze out over the left hand, relax your face, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Now see what else you can relax. See if you can feel that same sensation of letting go of tension in the shoulders through your mind and your heart space. Maybe letting go of some ideas about yourself or somebody else. Letting go of the story. Just softening in here. Allowing your breath to help you melt just a little bit more. If you're pressing on that knee, go ahead and stop so you can just settle in a little bit deeper. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees into your chest, and find a happy baby. Maybe you want to straighten your legs out wide to the sides, grabbing your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Again, trying to get your whole spine flat on the ground here. Trying to get the lower vertebrae and the booty down on the ground. Chin is slightly tucked. And then hug your knees into your chest. Lower your feet down flat on the ground. Walk your fingers down to touch your heels. Press into all four corners of both feet. Lift your hips up. See if you can get your shoulders under your body by rocking side to side a little bit. See if you can interlace your fingers under there. Maybe you can glue your palms all the way together and draw the hands down into the mat. See if you can keep your knees stacked right over your hips. So lift your hips a little higher. Lift your chest like you're trying to bring it up to meet your chin, but your chin's not really reaching back towards the chest, just slightly reaching up towards the ceiling. Soften through the face and the shoulders. Roll up onto the tippy toes. Lift everything up one more time. And then really, really slowly lower the upper vertebrae first. And then the next one, slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Soften through your belly. Again, reach the fingers down to touch the heels, press into the feet, lift the hips. Maybe you're interlacing the hands underneath your body, getting the shoulders under the body. Maybe you glue the palms together, draw the hands down, lift the hips, lift the heart. Soften through the face and the neck. Now maybe you're gonna lift one leg up high here. Maybe you're gonna come up on that other tippy toe. And switch. And lower down, lift up onto the toes, lift everything up one more time. Now really, really slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. Soften through the belly. So we'll do one more backward bend. You can either do just like we just did, or you can bring the hands up by the ears with the fingers pointing back towards the feet and lift all the way up into full wheel. All right. So try to keep your knees stacked over your ankles. Press down into all four corners of both feet. Pressing the hands down into the mat. Lift the hips, lift the heart. Find your breath. Lift everything up one more time. Roll up onto the toes. If you're all the way up, you'll tuck the chin first and then slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. And then hug your knees into your chest. Now we're going to roll it back into a plow pose. See if you can get the toes to touch the ground behind your head. Soften through the neck and the shoulders. Maybe you can interlace the fingers back there. Maybe your palms glue together and you draw the hands down into the mat. If your toes are easily touching the ground, see if you can walk them back a little further. See if you can find that 4 parts equal breath. Bring your hands to your low back, creating a shelf for your hips as you straighten your legs up towards the ceiling, stacking the hips over the shoulders and the feet over the hips. So try to actually stack everything like you were standing on the ceiling here. You probably need your hips to come a little closer towards your face and your feet to go back away from the face a little bit. See if you can get your fingers pointed up towards the feet. Zip your legs together, reach up through the balls of the feet. Try to lift the feet another inch up off the ground to take some of that weight off the mat. Maybe you can get your elbows a little closer together behind you. Find your breath, reach up through the feet, squeeze those legs together. And now really slowly come back into that plow pose. Any leg variation you like now, maybe the soles of the feet come together. Maybe you cover the ears with the bent knees. Soften through the neck and the spine to sink in for one more breath. Lower your hands to the mat, use them as the brakes, slow as you can go, one vertebrae at a time. Feel that upper vertebrae touch first. Feel some little micro adjustments happening in your spine as you realign. Once your booty touches the ground, squeeze your legs together again, draw the toes in towards the face, and take 10 seconds to lower all the way down, kicking out through the heels. Once your feet are all the way down, slide the hands under your body. Press into your elbows to lift your heart up. Crown of the head reaching for the ground behind you. Zip the legs together, reach out through the balls of the feet. Root down into the elbows to lift up through the heart. Soften through the face and shoulders. Maybe the legs lift up off the ground. And release. Hug your knees into your chest. If there's any one last pose you want to do before Shavasana, feel free to do that. Or if you just want to take a nice long Shavasana, go ahead and let your legs get long on the mat. If there's anything you need to take care of really quick so that you can really allow yourself to let go here, feel free to do it. If you need to check your phone or turn something off or flip something over so that you can really be here for a few more minutes, go right ahead. If you want to grab a blanket or a sweatshirt or something to cover your face, you can. And when you're ready, we'll just let the legs go long on the mat. We'll spread the feet as wide as the mat and let your toes fall open. Tuck the chin just a little bit. Close your eyes. See if you can find that little inner smile. Drop into that heart space and feel that feeling or that frequency of forgiveness. And now we'll let go of controlling the breath. We'll let go of controlling anything. And just give yourself permission to melt here. Feel the head and neck and shoulders get really heavy. See if you can soften that space behind the eyes. See if you can take that even deeper, softening all that space between the ears. Imagine that there's a whole nother layer or level of unwind waiting for you right after this exhale. So imagine with this exhale, you're going to let go a little more than you ever have, relaxing a little more than you thought you could. So notice you'll relax the shoulders, and then you'll realize there's still room to relax them a little more. There's these different layers, and we're only allowing ourselves to relax a certain amount. See if every exhale can hold that next level of unwind for you. Give yourself permission to let go. Invite a deeper breath back into your body. Invite movement back into your fingers, into your toes. And invite that joy of being to come back with the movement. Starting to associate the feeling of moving your body, the feeling of having a body, with that joy of being that you can only experience right now in this moment. When you're ready, slowly roll over onto either side. And slowly drag yourself back up to a seat, letting your head stay heavy, keeping your eyes closed. Come back to find that nice tall spine. Press down into the sit bones. Inhale the arms up. One more time, squeeze the palms together, lift the fingers a little higher, and drop the hands to the heart. Let the head bow to the wisdom of the heart. Close your eyes. Lift the thumbs to the space above the eyebrows. Take a moment to thank yourself for being here. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. May our thoughts and actions in some way contribute to that. Namaste.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for always